Okay, so if I want, yes, so I've started the recording now. So I give you a point 2 comma pi by 6, and I showed you that one point can have multiple polar coordinate representations. So if 2 comma pi by 6 were its coordinates, that means this distance was 2, this was pi by 6. So what was the other coordinates? One coordinate representation was, if you want to come from here via clockwise, so the angle in that case is going to be 5 pi by 6, sorry, pi plus pi by 6, so that is 7 pi by 6. And other way was, you can come from negative r. That means what you could do, you could go to for negative x-axis first 2 units distance, and then from there you subtend the angle and measure it. So from here also there will be two angles possible, the clockwise and anti-clockwise. So this one is the clockwise, so this angle is 5 pi by 6, so one coordinate was minus 2 5 pi by 6, and the other angle was this, right? So what is that angle? So this angle was minus 2, so this one is pi plus pi by 6, so that is 7 pi by 6. Yeah, this was sorry, this was not 7 pi by 6, this was 11 pi by 6. Yeah, so this was the four coordinate representations of a particular point, and we discussed that it can have actually infinitely many representations, because when you add in the angles plus minus 2 n pi, any multiple of 2 pi, you reach at the same point. So this is what we discussed. So now we are going to do further. For very few simple examples, first we are going to take of sketching the regions. So, firstly, you should now know, if I give you a point, how to mark it in the plane. So, the question says sketch the region. So, let's take very simple examples. So, first example which I am going to take is r is equal to 2. And I also told you the relation between Cartesian and polar coordinates. What were those relationship between Cartesian and polar coordinates? X is equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sine theta, and from here you get r is equal to square root of x square plus y square, and theta is tan inverse y by x. So there are very simple kind of questions in which, given any equation, you can always convert to the other coordinate system. If you are given equation in polar coordinate system, you can convert it to the equivalent Cartesian coordinate system, and the vice versa, by using these relationships whenever it is required. So now let's focus on these questions. So if you are given r is equal to 2, so I need to draw this in the region. So you should know what exactly it is. So we will be properly doing the polar graphing, where you will not require to convert to Cartesian. But for this question, I want answer from you. I want to draw this as a curve. So what curve I'm going to get? Again, to remind you, we are still in xy plane. So what I need to draw? That you need to write as an answer. Circle, yeah, that represents a circle, because how that is so? How that is a circle? Just a minute. Yeah, x square plus y square square root is equal to 2. So x square plus y square is equal to 4, which is 2 square. So basically, this is the equation of a circle of radius 2 units. And where is the center? 0 comma 0. So r is equal to 2 is a circle with radius 2 units and center at pole, right? So I just need to draw this circle, right? So these points, if you want to mark, you can mark. Otherwise, we can just show it by drawing this, that this distance is 2 units. So this is the equation. So it's a circle with center at pole with radius 2 units, right? So r is equal to 2 is always a circle. So kind of you need to remember that, so that not every time you have to work it out. There will be few standard curves you can remember. Okay, r is constant. It's r is basically showing you the distance from the pole. So if the distance of the points from the pole is remaining constant, because that is the basic definition of a circle. Circle is the locus of all those points. Circle is that curve of which at which all the points are having same distance from a particular point, and that particular point is the center. So center से सबका same distance है, तो अब हम circle ही inscribe करते हैं. So r is equal to a constant is always going to give you a circle with center at pole and radius. How much radius it will be? जो उस constant की value है, right? So let's do another example now. So you need to give me the answer. R is equal to -2. What this will be? R is equal to -2. What this will represent? Write your answers in the chat box. Think about it. It will be a circle again. Those of you who are getting confused that radius cannot be negative, you are perfectly right. Radius cannot be negative because radius is always a distance, but this r is basically not the radius. R is particularly acting as a radius in this particular question, but that does not mean r is always the radius. The notion of radius comes into picture only in the case of circle. For any other curve, or for, given the general definition of r, I told you r is acting as a directed distance. So r can have negative values. In fact, I recalled you this example just to show you. Yes, you can see r can have negative values, right? It has got a direction. So the point is, those who are saying or understanding that this is not possible, that is incorrect. This is possible. R can be negative. So what you can do is again apply the same technique. Try to convert to Cartesian. So when you will be converting to Cartesian, so in that case, obviously you will be getting it 4. Obviously, I should not be writing like this. ये गलत है. Square root cannot be negative. But when you directly square it, so you can say r square is 4. From here you can get this one, x square plus y square is equal to 4, which is nothing but again a circle with the same circle, right? With radius 2 units and center at 0, 0. So you will get the same equation. So the same circle, the same curve is r is equal to 2, and the same curve is r is equal to -2. You'll get the exactly same circle, right? I hope this is clear. R is equal to constant is always a circle. So let me just put this into words. So R is equal to A is a circle with center at pole, right? Pole everybody knows the origin. R is equal to A is a circle with center at pole, and how much is the radius? Mod of A. Radius is equal to mod of A units. तो मैंने mod लगा दिया. So by writing this as mod, I'm making sure it is covering both the cases, positive as well as negative. Because if r is equal to 2, then radius is 2 units. If r is equal to -2, then also radius is 2 units, right? Radius negative नहीं हो सकता है. Radius is definitely positive, but r can be negative. So radius is nothing but the modulus of this one. So this equation summarizes this, yeah, in xy plane. This is xy plane, not the imaginary plane. Don't get confused with the complex or r and theta. This is xy plane. Whatever is happening in Cartesian plane only, it's just the coordinate representation we are using as the polar. Right, so that was the first kind of curve, the polar curve you should know. So from this point onwards, whenever you will see any question in which say r is constant, say r is equal to 4, so you know the answer, that it's a circle with center at pole and radius 4 units. If I give you r is equal to -8, So it's a circle with center at pole with radius 8 units. So r is equal to constant is always a circle. So from now onwards, you will not require to convert to every time Cartesian and then get your answer. So you should kind of remember this result, because that will help you very much in directly drawing the curves, directly graphing many of the curves. So that was one kind of curve. Let's move to another one. So in this, I'm going to take theta is equal to constant. The first kind we did r is constant. Now let me do theta is constant. Say, let me give you example. Theta is equal to pi by 4, right? So I have to draw this curve, whatever it is. After drawing, I'll come to know what exactly it is. So you need to tell me what is this theta is equal to pi by 4 represent. What should I draw in XY plane? I'm reading your answers in the chat box. Yes, think about it and tell me your answers. Theta is equal to pi by 4. And since no information about r is given, so that means there is no restriction on the r. It's just only information is theta. So theta is equal to pi by 4, we know represents, it's a 45-degree line. So it represents a straight line passing through pole, right? Passing through pole, but basically this is, अगर उसको हम xy coordinate की language में देखें, so this is the line y is equal to x, so you can very easily get that. So theta is, you can use the same technique by converting to Cartesian. So theta is tangent inverse y by x, which is pi by 4. So y by x will be 1. So y is equal to x is this line. So we know that this line in xy plane is y is equal to x. But again, I will tell you, when theta is equal to constant is given, you don't need to convert to Cartesian to always get the line. You can always just draw that particular angle, because that's how it is given. What you do, theta is equal to constant is always a line passing through the pole, making an angle of theta with the positive x-axis. So this is the line, theta is equal to pi by 4, right? So all the points lying on this line are making an angle of pi by 4 with positive x-axis. So this is theta is equal to pi by 4, right? And similarly, I can give you any other. Theta is equal to 2 pi by 3. So theta is equal to 2 pi by 3. What is the angle? 2 pi by 3 will be this line. Again, it will be making an angle of 2 pi by 3. So this should be the line. Not drawing it very accurately, but I hope you can understand. So this is the line, theta is equal to 2 pi by 3. So obviously don't forget we are in xy plane. So theta is equal to constant. What does that represent? So theta is equal to constant is a line passing through pole making an angle of theta with initial ray. Initial ray means positive x-axis. So in this case, you have to measure the angle from the positive x-axis. Right. So you can do plenty of examples like this. So we have done two types, r is constant and theta is constant. When r is constant was given, no information about theta was given. So we took the whole xy plane, right? Theta पूरा हमने पूरा theta subtend कर दिया जितना maximum कर सकते हैं 2 pi तक. That's why it was like a complete circle. And similarly, when theta is constant was given, no information about r was given, so we did not bother about any marking for directed distance, that how much far the point is from the pole. We just took the complete infinite line. So now we'll mix these two. So in the third example, the kind of question we are given is, say, this, and theta is equal to pi by 4. So let me just now give you particular example in which theta is constant, but there is specific value of r is given to you. So in this case, what you have to do, first you pick up the theta thing. So this really does not matter how you draw it. Ultimately, you'll get the same answer. But the easiest option is first you look at the theta in this case, because that is given to you a constant. So theta is pi by 4, we know is a constant. So it will be this line. I'm sorry, again, let me just erase that. So theta is equal to pi by 4 is going to be this line. Right. So now what is the difference between this question and the previous question? That there it was complete infinite set of points because no restriction on r was given. So now r lies between -3 and 2. So that means on this line you can move plus 2 units. So plus 2 units, say this, if this is your measure for 1 unit, so this is 2 units. So this is the point 2 comma pi by 4. And for negative you can move towards -3. So you have to stay between -3 and 2. So the distance from the pole should be greater than -3, means it can be -2, it can be -1, it can be -1.5. The distance of the points which you are marking should be greater than -3 but less than 2. So less than 2 means all these points, right? All these points are having distance less than 2 units from the pole. And on negative side you mark the point -3 comma pi by 4. So all these points. So this is how I'm shading the region, because it's actually the part of the line only. So I'm just marking this AB. So the line segment AB is your answer for this question, right? I hope this is clear. If anybody has doubt, then you can ask me. It is not the complete infinite set of points, it's a line segment because you have put a restriction on R. So from A to B, you can have the points. Right. So this was when R was given specific values and theta is pi by 4. Now you can have the generalization of the same question. Shruti, I didn't get your question. Will the points on the axis be considered? Can you be more clear about it? You can raise your hand. I'll be unmuting you. No, the points lying on x and y axis will not be considered, because you see, sketching the region means you have to sketch, you have to mark all those points which are satisfying this. So which are satisfying this. So the only points, first of all, satisfying this have to make an angle of theta is equal to pi by 4. So that's why the whatever points you will be marking, they will be lying on this line only, because that is the fixed condition, that you can mark only that point which is making an angle of theta is equal to pi by 4. So it can be 1 comma pi by 4, it can be 3 comma pi by 4, 2 comma pi by 4, or whatever, but it has to make an angle of pi by 4. And then we'll do the further filtering, that okay, now we are whole soul on this line theta is equal to pi by 4. On this line we are given only these values of r, that you can move, this is the pole, say your point O, that you can move maximum 2 units in the positive side from the pole, and in the negative direction you can maximum move 3 units, right? So we know that when we move exactly opposite on the same line, it's a negative r value, and if you move towards the positive side, so it's a positive r value. I hope it's clear to everyone that the coordinates of this point is -3 comma pi by 4. I made you understand last time that r negative, how to mark the negative values of r. What you can do, you move 3 units from the uh, pole in the negative x-axis, along the negative x-axis. So this point is -3 comma 0, and then from there you subtend an angle whatever is required. So from here we move pi by 4. So this is -3 comma pi by 4, and this is one way. Whenever you are given any point with the negative value of r, listen everybody, this is very important because this we have to do in almost every question of graphing. You will come across points where you have to mark the points with the negative values of r. Positive mark karna bahut easy hai, we already know how to mark the positive ones. So similarly, or simply on that line you move that much units, or you move 2 units on the positive x-axis and then subtend an angle of pi by 4. So this is the point 2 comma pi by 4. Now I want to know where is the point -3 comma pi by 4. So there are two ways of doing this. One way, which I told you last time, is this, that you move 3 units. So let's say 1, 2 and 3 units you move along the negative x-axis, and from there you subtend the required angle. What angle? Pi by 4. It's a positive one, so you have to subtend an anti-clockwise angle. So you will reach the point minus 3 comma pi by 4. Another way, is, which is also very convenient, that if you want to find the location of the point minus 3 comma pi by 4, the easiest way is, first you mark 3 comma pi by 4, and then you take its reflection or mirror image with respect to the origin, with respect to the pole. That means if the point is in first quadrant, so exactly on the same theta line, you will be marking the point by taking its reflection with respect to the pole. So if on this line, first I want to mark 3 comma pi by 4. So this is 3. So this is moving angle of 3. So this point, this particular, is 3 comma pi by 4. But exactly I wanted to mark minus 3 comma pi by 4. So what I'll do, I'll take a reflection of this point with respect to pole. So that means on the line theta is equal to constant, whichever is the line you are on, you just move, you just take the reflection. Means exactly same units you move along the same line in the opposite direction. So this point is minus 3 comma pi by 4. So there are two ways which I just explained to you of marking negative r values. So if you're not clear about it, then please ask. We'll do this in plenty of examples. So whichever technique is, yes, 2 comma pi by 4 is in the form of r and theta, not x, y. Yes, everybody. Sandeep, I'm not clear about your question. R refers to x-axis here, y not to y-axis. R is a distance. There is no meaning of referring to x-axis or y-axis. It is just you have to travel a particular distance. So this is here when I'm saying that move 2 units along this point. You are not moving along x-axis. You are moving along initial ray. You are moving along theta is equal to 0. Although this is x-axis, positive x-axis, but it has nothing to do that I'm connecting r with x only. You are moving 2 units along the line theta is equal to 0, but you remember you have to move some certain angle. So from there you subtend that particular angle, right? So, okay, so this is how you mark this region. If still you have some confusion, we'll do plenty of examples and I hope doubts will be clear there. So this is AB is your final answer for this particular question. So let me take next example. So in next example, I'm doing the opposite. In this example, theta was constant, R was having certain range, and in my next example, R is constant, but theta is having certain range. So very quickly, I'm going to tell you this one. Yeah. So R is equal to 2. What does that represent? A circle, because that is what we have just seen. So firstly, we'll draw the one which is constant. So R is having constant value. So R is equal to 2 is a circle with radius 2 units with center at pole. So I've drawn that. And then theta lies from 0 to pi. So 0 to pi means obviously this one. So this upper half semicircle, let me draw this accurately. Yeah, this one is your region of which they are asking you to sketch. R is 2, this is 2 units, this is a complete circle. So if no restriction of theta was given, then your region would have been the complete circle. But you see, sorry, I marked the region incorrectly. Let me just do that again. Yeah. R is equal to 2 is this circle, and theta lies from 0 to pi is only this one. So interior points will not be covered. I'm sorry about that. You will not be getting the points lying in the interior. The final answer is this one, right? Because theta is lying from 0 to pi, r is having just constant value. So this interior points which I marked, मैंने inside region को shade किया था, that was wrong, because inside वाले points पे जो r है वो कम हो जाएगा 2 से, because this is not the interior of a circle, this is just the circle boundary, the circle itself only, not the disk. So this is circle, but this is theta lies from 0 to pi, makes it a semicircle. So this is your answer, this curve only, this semicircle is your final answer. There is no shading of the region. This is your answer, right? I hope that is clear. The interior points will not be there. So let's just take quickly a few more examples, and now I'm moving to when both are varying. R is also having certain range and theta is also having certain range. So in this case, it is your choice what you want to draw first, R values or theta values. So howsoever you want to draw. So let's first draw R values. So R lies between 1 and 2. So this is similar to the kind of questions we were doing in multiple integrals chapter, that you have to draw the regions. So before drawing the regions, we draw the boundaries and then we shade the regions inside. So this R lies between 1 and 2 means you have to draw two curves. R is equal to 1 and 2, and the inside region will be the region, because R has to be greater than 1 but less than 2, right? So we need to draw two curves. R is equal to 1 and R is equal to 2. So both of them are circle. So this is a circle with radius 1 with center at pole. This is a circle with radius 2, obviously center same. Yeah, so I'm drawing two circles. R is equal to 1 and R is equal to 2. So the inside one is obviously R is equal to 1. This is R is equal to 2. And then theta lies from 0 to pi by 2. So that means I am only shading the region in the first quadrant. So I can have theta only in the first quadrant because theta lies between 1 and 2. So I'll be shading this region, because whatever points I have to mark should be having their R values greater than 1, greater than equal to 1 and less than equals to 2. So equals to 1 is this. So greater than 1, these all points, यहाँ पे कोई भी point के coordinates आप find करोगे, उसकी R value, its distance from the pole is going to be greater than 1 but less than 2. And theta value, obviously, you can see we have marked only the first quadrant. So theta is from 0 to pi by 2. So this is the shaded region is the required region here. So let me take one more example in the same case. This is what is given to you, slightly different way. Now you see the difference between fifth and sixth part here. R is lying between 1 and 2, but actually mod R is given to you. Mod R is lying between 1 and 2. So think about it, and can you tell me the final answer? Right? So obviously mod R है. So mod R का क्या मतलब है? So mod R is equal to 1 and mod R is equal to 2. So in this case, the curves are still the same. Mod R means R 1 भी हो सकता है, R minus 1 भी हो सकता है, और mod R is equal to 2, R 2 भी हो सकता है, R minus 2 भी हो सकता है, because R can have negative values also. But we know that in both the cases, R 1 or R minus 1, both are the circles only, and R2 and R minus 2 both are the circle, same circle with radius 2 units. So basically I have to draw two circles. R is equal to 1 and R is equal to 2, right? Theta from 0 to pi by 2. So ये जो points हैं, so अभी तक जो मैंने मार्क किया, it's exactly same as the fifth part. तो ये जो पॉइंट्स हैं, इनके कोऑर्डिनेट्स किस तरह के होंगे? से आपको एक रैंडम यहाँ पे मैं एक पॉइंट दे दूं, से P. सो P का कुछ भी पॉइंट होगा R थीटा, तो इसका R जो होगा वो 1 और 2 के बीच में होगा, एज यू कैन सी, और जो थीटा होगा वो 0 to pi by 2 के बीच में होगा, right? But here in this particular example, what does this difference mod is making? That I have to shade this also. It's the exact mirror image of, or the reflection of this points, or with respect to the pole. Because what is the presence of mod R is doing, that if R comma theta lies in the region, then minus R comma theta also lies in the region. Because if say 1.5 comma pi by 2 is satisfying these set of conditions, right? Say pi by 4, 1.5, R lies between 1 and 2. Some point is there, 1.5 comma pi by 4, say this is point P. This is satisfying these conditions, but I can also see that some point P dash if I give you this point, minus 1.5 comma pi by 4, this is also satisfying this, because in that case the mod of minus 1.5 is 1.5, and that lies between 1 and 2. So that means if r comma theta is satisfying, minus r comma theta is by default satisfying because of the presence of mod r into the given curve equation, right? So all these points will also be covered. So you can clearly now distinguish between the region fifth and the sixth one, that what difference this is creating, the presence of mod r. Is that clear to everyone? So these are few examples which I took. There are plenty of examples in the book you can try, because if you will be very much confident and convenient in these examples, you will be marking the regions accurately. So that means you have understood the concept of r and theta, that exactly where I have to. So you try these examples. So only then you move towards the graphing, right? So now next which I am going to do is actually starting with the graphing. So these were just the regions, right? You were given different set of values of r and different set of values of theta, so you just drawing the region. Now we are specifically interested in graphing. Now the kind of question, which are our main set of questions, we are interested in this kind of questions, graphing the polar curves r is equal to f theta. So let's first understand the meaning of this. Just like in Cartesian, you were given like, okay, graph the curve y is equal to x square, right? So everybody knows. So because we have a default yaad hai, because we have done enough geometry, so we kind of remember, okay, it's a vertically upwards parabola, this is y is equal to x square. So you can be given, draw the line y is equal to 2x, so we know this is the line y is equal to 2x, right? Roughly I have drawn. So most of the times you were given y as a function of x, but even if it is given to you x as a function of y, so then also you will be able to draw the curve. But it is like by convention, or most of the times we are representations, we are given the representations y as a function of x, so we eventually draw the curves. So here, because here also we have two coordinates r and theta, so when you will be given an equation, so you will be given like r as a function of theta. So that is also a kind of convention, that r will be represented as theta, function of theta. We can always do the opposite also, but you will find that this is really very much convenient, that r as a function of theta is given to you. So this is going to be a basic question. So functions obviously will be differing according to the different question that we will see. So before moving towards the actual graphing, we are going to actually look for some symmetry tests. So what is the meaning of symmetry? First of all, that should be clear to us, right? Just like, okay, let's take this example. I'm relating everything to Cartesian because in Cartesian we are already familiar. So y is equal to x square. So can you tell me the symmetry of this curve? Any symmetry of this curve you can mention. If you're clear with the literal meaning of the word symmetry, if you're not clear, then you can also tell me. Yes, so this is symmetric about y-axis. Everybody knows that, because whatever is happening on the right of the y-axis, the same thing is happening on the left of the y-axis. So, and why that is happening? Because if in this curve you replace x with minus x, then y is equal to minus x square is same as y is equal to x square. It's same as the original curve. So it's the same thing which I just actually shown you. It's a similar thing, that if r theta is lying on the curve, then minus r theta is also lying on the curve. So this particular region which we draw here was symmetric with respect to the pole, right? So I will come to that in detail, but here just to recall you that this curve is symmetric about y-axis, because we know that how to check mathematically symmetry about y-axis. You change x with minus x. If it still satisfies the same equation you get, you say the curve is symmetric about x-axis, sorry, y-axis. And similarly, x is equal to y square uh, is symmetric about the x-axis. So in Cartesian graphing also you can use the concept of symmetry, because what happens if you get the information about symmetry, we draw only half of the curve. Like suppose अभी तो चलो आपको ये curve already पता है, you know this is a parabola, but suppose you are starting from scratch, you do not know what kind of curve you are going to get, but you have the information that this is symmetric about y-axis, then how you will utilize this information? So you are going to utilize this information in a way that, okay, let's just draw half of the curve that is only considered for positive x points, the right of y-axis. The remaining thing you just have to draw the mirror image of it or the reflection of it. So that is the benefit of checking the symmetry. You just don't need to work out many points. Your domain, the points which you want to consider while graphing, remains half, right? So we utilize the symmetry in that sense. So similarly in polar curves, we will be doing exactly same way of graphing. हम यहाँ पे graphing वैसे ही करेंगे कि जैसे ये curve आपको given होगी तो हम क्या करेंगे, थीटा की अलग अलग वैल्यूज डालेंगे, उसके कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग आर की अलग अलग वैल्यूज आएंगी, तो हमारे पास सेट ऑफ पॉइंट्स आ जाएंगे, आर कॉमा थीटा, बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स आ जाएंगे, फिर हम उन पॉइंट्स को मार्क कर देंगे, उनको ज्वाइन करके कर्व बना देंगे. दैट इज द बेसिक वे ऑफ ड्रॉइंग एनी कर्व. Even in Cartesian, and the same thing applies, that we take different points of point, like okay, we put x is equal to 1, say just take this example, we take x equal to 1, we get y is equal to 1, so one point we know is 1 comma 1, and then we take x is equal to 2, then we take, okay, y is equal to 4, we got another point 2 comma 4. Similarly you get at least 5 to 6 points, so you mark those points and then you see, okay, the to straight line nahi hai, so definitely you try joining them, whatever curve you get that. That's the simplistic way of drawing any curve, be it polar or be it Cartesian. And then you say, okay, it was symmetric, so let me just complete the curve. So same thing we will be doing here. So there will be some symmetry test included in there. So here we'll be doing 3 symmetry tests: symmetry with respect to x-axis, symmetry with respect to y-axis, and the third one is symmetry with respect to pole, right? So we'll be doing 3 tests, that whether the curve is symmetric with respect to x-axis, y-axis or pole, and then using that information we will be graphing our curve. So let me just give you the first one, that how to test whether a polar curve is symmetric with respect to x-axis. So you are given a curve. So we always say them a polar curve. We do not call them functions. You know what is the difference between function and a polar, a curve, function and a curve? This is not a circle is not a function, right? Because you can see for one values of x, it is giving me two values of y at one particular values of x, right? I am having two images, two values of y, so that does not qualify it as a function. So when you draw a circle, it's a curve, it's not a function, right? So like when you write this, x square plus y square is equal to 4, you write y square is 4 minus x square. So I know this is going to be a circle, but if it is y is plus minus 4 minus x square, so if it is only plus values, it's a function. If it is only minus values, it's a function, because for one particular value of x, I'll be getting one value of y. That is a basic definition of the function. But if you include both, so that's not a function. So I'm just telling you this point because you will be finding this text written in these questions. They draw the curves, because at the end of the day, whatever we are going to get are the curves, not the functions. So that was just very technical thing. Okay, so you are given r is equal to f theta and you want to test whether this is symmetric with respect to x-axis or not. So let's just see this one, how you're going to do that. So say any point is there. So the meaning of symmetry with respect to x-axis is that if a point lies on the curve, if a particular point lies on the curve, then it's, so let's first understand the meaning of symmetry. So a curve is symmetric with respect to x-axis if, say, some point p r comma theta lies on the curve. Curve means ये है, मेरी curve का मतलब है ये जो given होगा r is equal to f theta, then its mirror image, or whatever you want to call it better, reflection with respect to x-axis also lies on the curve, right? So if that happens, we say this curve is symmetric about x-axis, that whatever is happening above the x-axis, the same curve is repeating below the x-axis. That means if a point is lying there on the curve, its reflection with respect to x-axis is also lying on the curve. So identically, we can immediately identify this curve is symmetric with respect to x-axis. So this is the meaning. Now, how to test this mathematically? So for that, I need to find the coordinates of this point. Okay, what are the coordinates of the mirror image or the reflection of the point P r comma theta? So let me just mark this here. Say this point is P r comma theta. So this is r, this is theta. So where will be its mirror image with respect to x-axis? So the mirror image will be having, say, let me call this point P dash. So this angle in magnitude is going to same, but obviously it's going to be subtended clockwise. This is theta. This is also subtended clockwise from positive x-axis, but angle is magnitude is going to be same. And this distance r is also going to be same. So then P dash is my reflection of P with respect to x-axis. So all I just need to now finally write is the coordinates of P dash. So what are going to be the coordinates of P dash? What will be the coordinates of P dash? You can see the distance is r, but the angle is theta, but the only difference is it has been subtended clockwise. So this is r comma minus theta. So ये वही पॉइंट है, ये r comma theta पे आप कैसे पहुंचे होंगे? Just to elaborate it again, r comma theta is, say you first move r units along the positive x-axis and from there you subtend an angle of theta units. अब यहाँ पे कैसे पहुंचना है? You move along positive x-axis r units and from there you move theta angle but clockwise, right? So this is also theta but clockwise, so that's why it's minus theta. So we got the coordinates of P dash. So r theta, r minus theta. So how we will be checking the symmetry? You will be given the curve r is equal to f theta. So r theta तो उसमें है ये. What you need to do is change theta to minus theta. And then if that satisfies, you get the same equation. We will say this curve is symmetric about x-axis. I'll be giving you an example. Say r is equal to 2 cos theta, right? So I want to check whether this curve is symmetric with respect to x-axis or not. So I'll change theta to minus theta. You can see r को same रखना है, so r के लिए कोई change नहीं है, theta change करना है to minus theta. So I get 2 cos theta. It's the same, exactly same curve आना चाहिए. क्योंकि same आया है because we know cos minus x is same as cos x. Cos of minus theta is same as cos of theta. So that's why I'm getting the same curve. So I got the answer that this curve is symmetric about x-axis. ये curve होगा क्या वो बाद में draw करेंगे. That part will come later. But first information I got that this is going to be symmetric about x-axis. Okay, we are done with the time. Just last 1 minute I can answer your question, and then we'll continue it tomorrow. Yes, please raise your hands, or I'm giving you the option of unmuting. You can unmute yourself and ask the question. We have just last 1 minute. Yes. Anybody has any question? Okay, so if there are no questions, I'll just end this one. Okay, and we'll continue tomorrow. That's all for today.